Chinese spy balloon spotted over Asia. Holding the sign, Abolish one-party totalitarianism at Peking University, the man was taken away. Taiwan will strike back if China's aircraft or spy balloon invades island's airspace, MND. Extreme weather wreaks havoc in China. Flooding and heat waves devastate regions. New evidence regarding China's spy balloon program has emerged, with reported flights over Japan and Taiwan. BBC reported that Japan had confirmed the presence of balloons flying over its territory and expressed readiness to take action to intercept them in the future. Earlier this year, tensions escalated in US-China relations when a Chinese spy balloon was intercepted and shot down off the US coast. Despite the efforts of the US to prevent it, the Chinese balloon successfully gathered intelligence from sensitive American military sites. The incident further strained the relationship between the two countries, causing US State Secretary Blinken to postpone his planned trip to China. However, the trip resumed 1 week ago. John Culver, a former East Asia analyst for the CIA, told BBC that these spy balloon activities were not isolated incidents, but instead part of a continuous effort dating back at least 5 years. He highlighted the specialized design of the Chinese balloons for long-range missions and their ability to circumnavigate the globe. Yuko Murakami, from the Japanese Ministry of Defense, assured that the government remains vigilant and monitors the situation daily. The Japanese government is even prepared to shoot down balloons if necessary, to safeguard the lives and property of people in Japan. The US State Department believes that the Chinese balloons are capable of gathering signals intelligence. The discovered balloons in the US were found to have multiple antennas, indicating their capacity for collecting and geolocating communications. A senior US defense official revealed earlier this year that China's spy balloons had been observed over countries on 5 continents, including regions in East Asia, South Asia, and Europe. Furthermore, it is believed that over 40 countries have had Chinese surveillance balloons operating in their airspace. While some countries may already be aware of these incidents through their own intelligence efforts, officials suggest that certain countries may prefer not to publicly disclose the intrusion of Chinese surveillance balloons into their airspace. A Chinese man held up a placard on the campus of Peking University to support Abolish the one-party totalitarian regime and support the multi-party system. Reports on Twitter indicate that the man holding the placard is Zhang Sheng, a self-identified Chinese writer. Zhang Sheng has shared many messages about freedom and democracy on his page. Online videos show that on June 22nd, a protester wearing a full-body cover top held up a sign at the entrance to the Peking University cafeteria. The sign reads, "Abolish one-party totalitarianism and support a multi-party system." On the ground, the sign reads, "Democratic revolution begins." Unlike previous protesters, this person left his social media account information. The protester was then taken away by school security. The man's whereabouts are still unknown. The news has yet to appear in the Chinese media. This is the second public democracy demonstration against the Communist Party of China in mainland China after the Sitom Bridge incident in Beijing on October 13, 2022. On his personal Twitter, Zhang Sheng shared 3 long articles with more than 170,000 words on Google Cloud, announcing the beginning of China's democratic revolution and urging netizens to read his books. According to the article, Zhang Sheng pointed out the many dangers of the CCP's one-party rule, citing the June 4th Tiananmen incident and democratic movements in Taiwan and other countries. Zhang Sheng writes, "This is not only for the struggle of everyone living in this land at this moment, but also for the struggle of everyone who has lived in this land before, but also for us who will live in any form, in any environment in the future, as well as the struggle of future generations of all mankind." Many netizens left messages praising him as a warrior and wishing him well. At Red Prinny, "This is a true warrior." At Vivian Carlisle 4, "There will only be more and more things like this in the future." At Zihao Zuo, "I hope that educated young people in China can take to the streets and start a modern democracy movement in China." On the morning of June 24th, the Taiwanese military detected 19 CCP military aircraft of which 8 crossed the median line and approached the contiguous zone of Taiwan, 24 nautical miles from the coast of the island. The BBC's Panorama program on June 26th presented new evidence of China's regime's spy balloon program in Asia. Among them are photos showing giant Chinese balloons hovering over Taiwan and Japan. According to Taiwan News, during a regular press conference on July 27th, a senior official of the Ministry of National Defense, General Lin Wenhuang, said that Taiwan's armed forces would continue closely monitoring developments in the Taiwan Strait. Lin added that if China's regime's aircraft and ships enter Taiwan's contiguous zone, the island's military will dispatch combat patrol aircraft and naval vessels and deploy air defense missile systems on land to track and monitor their activities. Lin further noted that if any of the CCP's military aircraft or entities did not heed the warnings and entered Taiwan's airspace and territorial waters, the island's armed forces would strike back in self-defense to resolutely safeguard the security of Taiwan's airspace and territorial waters. Colonel Lo Cheng-yu said that Taiwan's military fully grasped the movement of the high-altitude hot air balloon that the Chinese military dropped around Taiwan and reacted promptly. Lo said that Taiwan's military has information exchange and coordination with allied countries in defense of the country. Lin added that if a particular balloon is deemed a threat to Taiwan, it will be shot down and destroyed in order to maintain security. Recently, China has been grappling with weather-related challenges as high temperatures and heavy rainfall impact various parts of the country. According to mainland media reports, Jiangxi province has experienced relentless downpours over the past week, leading to rising river water levels. As of 8 a.m. on June 25th, the water level in Paiyang Lake, the largest freshwater lake in China, had surged to 13.16 meters. The Dongjiang River within the lake area now covers an extended water surface area of 722 square miles, or 1,870 square kilometers, and holds a volume of 1.14 trillion gallons, or 4.32 billion cubic meters, representing an increase of 167 billion gallons compared to the previous day. Flooding has affected almost 400,000 individuals in Jiangxi alone across 79 cities, counties, and districts. Over 5,000 people had to be urgently relocated, and the affected crop area was 639,000 acres, including 19,000 acres experiencing crop failure. Severe flood damage was inflicted on 45 households and 81 houses, and certain roads were subject to landslides. The direct economic loss has been estimated at $58 million, or 420 million yuan. The comprehensive assessments of the overall damage caused by these natural disasters are still ongoing. Although the precipitation weakened significantly by June 26th, the meteorological department predicts persistent moderate rain or thunderstorms, with some areas potentially encountering heavy to hefty rainfall. In addition to Jiangxi, many places in Hunan and Shanxi also experienced continuous rain last month. Due to the lack of time to harvest, ripe wheat germinated in the field and can only be used as animal feed. Some videos show a farmer crying right next to his wheat field. Along with the heavy rain and flooding, this wave of extreme weather has been accompanied by scorching temperatures. On June 26th, the cities of Beijing, Tianjin, most of Hebei, northern Shandong, eastern Inner Mongolia, southwestern Heilongjiang, western Jilin, western Liaoning, Turpan in Xinjiang, and the southern Liu Xinjiang region are expected to witness high temperatures ranging from 35 to 36 degrees Celsius. In certain areas, such as Beijing, central Hebei, southeastern Inner Mongolia, western Jilin, and southwestern Heilongjiang, temperatures may soar to 37 to 39 degrees Celsius, with some parts of southeastern Inner Mongolia reaching up to 40 degrees Celsius. Alarmingly, according to data recorded by the U.S. Embassy in Beijing, the temperature in the capital city has already reached a staggering 45 degrees Celsius. According to local media, in recent weeks, the extreme heat has resulted in the death of fish in a rice field in Guangxi province, and the loss of thousands of pigs on a farm in Nantong City. Officials expressed concerns that extreme heat and flooding could negatively impact the wheat crop in northwestern Xinjiang. The CCP has hoarded food on a large scale in response to the food crisis. Last year, the US Department of Agriculture estimated that China had amassed approximately half of the world's wheat stocks, leading to a surge in global food prices, mainly affecting less developed nations. Recently, the CCP also abolished the returning agricultural land to the forest policy that had been in place for more than 20 years and began clearing forests for land. Commenting on the situation, Li Yuanhua, an associate professor at the Capital School of Higher Education Sciences, who had previously resided in Australia, said, "I think this is not simply a natural disaster, but a man-made disaster. That is because the CCP has not paid attention to environmental protection for a long time, and the so-called fighting spirit of the party has destroyed nature and changed the ecosystem. This is a bad consequence of the destruction of the ecological chain."